Kevin Jackson Radio Show.
Welcome, everybody. Kevin Jackson. It's Kevin Jackson Show. The Grammys were on the other night, and people have sent me a note. Kevin, why do you talk about the Grammys? Why? Why would I talk about the Grammys? You guys know how I feel about these stupid award shows. Oh, you know, you sing so good. You sing better than this person, and this song was better than this person, and this song spoke to me in these ways, etc., etc. You're great. I'm great. We're all great. Multi-millions of dollars spent on a bunch of wealthy people celebrating their jobs. Think about, you know, I mean, whatever the biggest celebration is in the real world, your company throws a party to honor the top salespeople, or you had a great year or whatever. And I'm telling you, I've been to some pretty lavish ones, and they pale in comparison to anything involving entertainment. Entertainment, okay, to put it in perspective, I heard the swag bags for the Grammys were $30,000 a piece. I have never in my life heard of a. Do you know what a swag bag? A swag bag is what everybody who comes to the Grammys, or, you know, I don't know, maybe that's just the celebrities or the winners or whatever. But in the back, they have swag bags. So I was at an event just recently, and they gave us swag bags for the speakers. And to be honest with you, I'm not exactly sure who. It was a VIP tied to an event. And at the VIP event, they gave us swag bags. Let me tell you what was in the swag bag. It was a couple of bars of candy, cement. If the swag bag cost $3, I'd be shocked. $3. And let me tell you, the place where they had this event was at a person's house who was probably worth $50 million. The house was at least $4 million, at least. And it was, I mean, it was a relatively big event. I'm going to go out on a limb. The swag bag was $5. Y'all are looking at me like I'm crazy. Like, come on, kid. The swag bag, it was assorted pastries, and, you know, it had to be honest, it was so uneventful, I don't remember everything that was in it. It had a pastry, it had a couple of bars of cut candy that you could buy at any store. I remember one of the candy bars was a $100,000 bar. Maybe that's what they wanted me to think, but it was only worth about 10 cents. It was a $100,000 bar because I happened to like those candies when I was a kid. But that was it. And then, you know, all the reports are, oh, the Grammys, they just beat up on, you know, Donald Trump, and then they had Hillary Clinton on there, and she read fake news. Look, again, if you really believe, this is all great news. This is all great news. And you're saying to me, Kevin, what are you talking about? This is great news. I'm telling you, it's great news. Every one of those suckers is going to have to eat crow. Every one of them. They continue to say, let's bring Hillary in. Let's bring Hillary in, as if that adds some credibility to that crook. That lady is going down this year. The FBI is going down this year. Every one of those artists that you're listening to, they are losing money. And I mean, let me tell you, if it weren't for Bruno Mars, I don't think I would even listen to the radio. There's maybe 2 artists that I hear on the radio and I go, oh, I like that song. You are the same way. Now, you may be, oh, Kevin, my kids listen to, I get it. Kids listen to music. That's what they do. It becomes part of peer pressure to say, do you know the lyrics to this song? What about this beat? Oh, I like her. I like him. They're under that peer pressure. But I'm telling you, the music industry is killing itself. These artists aren't making any money. They got Spotify, Pandora, all these things. They're losing money. Every one of them. They go on tour. They lose money. They're losing money, and they're losing clout. Because you know what? You are beginning to figure out, and so is the rest of the world, that just because you have a melodic voice, people are not going to pay much attention to you. Jay-Z, he goes on Van Jones's show, and we'll talk more about this, and he decides he's going to give his opinions about President Trump. Jay-Z, if you know any history of Jay-Z, you'll find that ridiculous for them to even be bringing him in to talk about a subject like this. And it shows me what Van Jones is trying to do, and I'll get to all that in just a second. But back to the Grammys. The Grammys mean nothing. They should mean nothing. Oh, Kevin, they were talking about, again, whatever they said about Donald Trump, be happy about it. Be happy. They don't speak. That group of elites that spent more money on a dress or getting their hair styled or renting jewelry or renting limos and private jets or whatever it is that they got there, that group of people is so out of touch with everyday America, they don't matter. And they hate that. Why do you think they attack Trump the way that they do? I'm just going to give you a second to think about it. It's a really easy answer. Why do you think they do that? For ratings. Ask yourself this. If they don't attack Donald Trump, are we talking about him? Nope. You wouldn't even know that Hillary Clinton did her little thing. You would. I can't. All I read. I didn't even. It was a title, and it said Bruno Mars album, and that's all I saw. Does, or something like Bruno Mars rocks with album at Grammys or something like that. So I figure Bruno Mars must have won a lot at the Grammys, and you know what? Rightfully so. Now, from what I'm told, Bruno's a Democrat. I don't know if Bruno's a Democrat. I hear Bruno is a leftist. Surprise, surprise. They all are. And he'd be better off keeping his mouth shut. But let me tell you, his music is that good. I've listened to it. Talented guy. And he's going to be making, I was trying to figure it out. The guy probably makes $50,000 a day. You can't turn on your radio without hearing 3 Bruno Mars songs in an hour. And good for him. But he needs to keep his mouth shut. And eventually, folks, what's happening right now, these Grammy winners, these singers and artists, etc., they are going to start shutting their mouths. And I promise you, the minute that it begins to happen, when you see the next Grammys and they're not talking about Donald Trump, you watch the next Oscars and they're not saying anything bad about Donald Trump. And by the way, you're going to hear it leading up to that. A lot of the people who talk smack about Trump, Eminem, Snoop Dogg, and the others, they will no longer be talking smack about your president, the president of the United States. That will be your sign. Because it's going to be the kiss of death. Nobody cares what these people have to say. I promise you they don't. Anyway, we got a lot to talk about, so I'm glad you're listening to the Kevin Jackson Show.
This is the Kevin Jackson Radio Show.
Do you owe back taxes to the IRS or state? The secret to avoiding the IRS nightmare is to seek professional representation. My friends at Security Tax Associates provide the most cost-effective and ethical representation in the industry while helping to avoid seizures, levies, and wage garnishments. Security Tax Associates is here to ensure that the appropriate steps are taken to permanently eliminate any possibility of future tax burdens once and for all. For a free, no-obligation consultation, contact Security Tax Associates, 844-779-4177. That's 844-779-4177. 844-779-4177. Or visit them at securitytaxassociates.com.
Beth Cook Moranville, author of Closer Than Your Breath, a book of hope.
Hope, that wonderful, wonderful 4-letter word that you may feel completely out of. I wrote this book to give you great hope. It's not too late. If fetal position is an all too familiar place for you, I understand. If the next 60 seconds are too long, this book is for you. Wherever you are right now, whether you're dealing with divorce or death or sickness, take hope. You are going to make it through this pain. Don't roll your eyes. I've walked this road and I know it. The best is yet to come.
Closer Than Your Breath, a book of hope from author and speaker Beth Cook Moranville, can be found on Amazon.com or Kindle.com. For more information, visit closerthanyourBreath.com or on Facebook at Closer Than Your Breath.